Hello teacher, my name is Angélica Rodríguez and together with my classmate María, we are going to answer a question about the documentary Breaking Boundaries.
Angélica, what is the impact the human activities as on environmental degradation?
The documentary is clear about the significant impact that human activity has on environmental degradation. Some of the key points include climate change. The burning of fossil fuels such as oil and coal for energy and transportation emits large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This has led to rising global temperatures, melting glaciers, and ocean acidifications. Water and land pollution. The discharge of toxic chemicals, the contamination of groundwater, and the generation of polluting waste have a negative impact of aquatic of terrestrial ecosystems. Deforestation. The clearing of forests for agriculture, mating, and urban expansion has caused the loss of natural habitats and the extinction of species. Additionally, deforestation contributes to CO2 emissions by releasing carbon stored in trees. Loss of biodiversity. Human activity has led to the overexploitation of natural resources and the loss of biodiversity at an alarming rate. This affects the stability of ecosystems and the availability of resources for future generations. We must identify the importance of situations such as sustainable exploitation of natural resources and the lack of adequate regulation because they are two important things that contribute to the environmental degradation. Likewise, the lack of global cooperation on climate change mitigation and pressure from commercial interests can be barriers to efforts to address these situations. Teresa, what is the importance of biodiversity on our planet here and what actions could we take to preserve it? What was the impact? What was the impact of the Australian bushfire in 2020 and how did you feel at the time when you heard the news? What was the impact of the Australian bushfire in 2020 and how did you feel at the time when you heard the news?
Considering the documentary saw biodiversity, which is life on Earth, is so great importance to our planet for several fundamental reasons. First, it contributes to ecological stability by providing a large number of species that perform different functions in ecosystem. These rules include pollination of plants, decomposition of organic matter, pest control, and water purification, among others. When biodiversity is lost, ecosystem can become less resilient and less able to maintain equilibrium. In addition, biodiversity also has important economic benefits. Many industries depend on natural resources such as food, medicine, timber, and fiber, making it important for the livelihoods of community and nations. Biodiversity also plays an important role in climate regulation and carbon storage. Healthy ecosystems such as forests, wetlands, and oceans act as our carbon sinks, contributing to climate change mitigation and global climate stabilization. To preserve biodiversity and halt the continued loss of species and habitat, many actions can be taken, such as habitat conservation, regulation of hunting and fishing, promotion of sustainable agriculture practices, management of protected areas, and raising public awareness of the importance of biodiversity and the need for its preservation. These actions are very important to ensure a sustainable future for our planet and future generations. How can individuals and communities contribute to environmental conservation?
The documentary also highlights ways that individuals and communities can play an active role in environmental conservation. For example, reduce the carbon footprint. This involves reducing energy consumption and the adoption of renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind. People can reduce their carbon footprint by choosing more fuel-efficient vehicles or using public transportation. For biodiversity conservation, communities can support conservation projects, establish protected areas, and promote sustainable agriculture practices that protect natural ecosystems. Education and environmental awareness. Promoting education on environmental situation and public awareness is essential. People can organize talks, workshops, and campaigns to increase understanding of environmental problematics. Political participation. Individuals can influence environmental policy through active participation and support for candidates who support environmental sustainability. However, it's important to be critical of challenges we face. Often, individual efforts can be insufficient to address problems of this magnitude without collective actions and strict government regulations. Lack of resources and the influence of commercial interests can also hinder environmental conservation. Public pressure and the promotion of actions that put sustainability first are essential to achieve real change in this world. What was the impact of the Australian bushfire in 2020, and how did you feel at the time when you heard the news?
The Australian bushfire during 2019-2020, known as the 2019-2020 Australian bushfire season or Black Summer, had a major devastating impact in Australia and around the world. The fires were exceptionally intense and extensive and had a significant effect on several aspects. Number one, loss of human and wildlife life. It is estimated that at least 33 people died due to the fires, and more than 1 million animals, including koalas and kangaroos, were reported to have died or been affected. Many species endemic to Australia also suffered several losses. Number 2. Deterioration of air quality. Smoke and wind-blown particles created an air quality crisis in Australia, affecting people's health and causing respiratory problems. Precautions such as wearing masks were recommended for smoke from the fires. Number 3. Destruction of property and homes. Thousands of homes and structures were destroyed by the fires, and many communities were devastated. Thousands of people lost their homes and belongings, as well as animals lost their homes. Number 4. Impact on biodiversity and the environment. The fires had a devastating effect on Australian ecosystem, eliminating vast areas of natural habitats and threatening endangered species. Regeneration of this ecosystem will take decades. When I heard the news of these forest fires, not only did it generate great concerns and sadness in me, but also people all over the world felt the same way. The magnitude of the tragedy, the loss of human and animal life, and destruction of natural habitat touched many people. In addition, the event alarmed everyone around the world about climate change and its role in events like these fires.